So I want us to take a few minutes to look at the resource that is titled Graphs to Know. At this point, you guys have spent time working with a variety of different functions, some more than others, but there are graphs that you really need to recognize and know when you run across an equation. And so, looking at, these examples, the top line, you've got a horizontal line, its equation is in the form y equals c. A vertical line is, its equation is x equals c. You've got a linear function, y equals x, and then you've got y equals the absolute value of x, which has the shape of a V. And then you move down and you look at quadratic. That one should be very familiar. A square root function, and we just got through talking about inverses. So y equals the square root of x, if you recall, really is the inverse of a quadratic for the x's that are defined as greater than 0. Another way, I'm hoping that you guys remember, another way to write y equals the square root of x is x to the 1/2 power. Radicals can be written in the form of exponents, and the exponents are rational, they're fractions. Y equals x cubed looks like this. Its inverse, y equals x cubed, or the cube root of x, looks like this. Y equals x to the 1/3 is just another way to write the cube root of x. And then looking at a few others, here is the graph of a 4th degree function. This graph does not match this equation perfectly, but 4th degree functions are quartic functions, and they have this basic W shape. The 5th degree function that I have here, this graph does not match this equation, but it represents the shape of the graph. This is a 5th degree function. Here we have a rational or reciprocal function, 1 over x. Its graph looks like this. 1 over x squared looks like this. And then we have a circle whose equation is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. An ellipse that is horizontal has an equation that looks like this. And I know for a fact that you guys probably did not study ellipses and hyperbolas. Okay, so these are some things that we will touch on a little later as we need to. And then I'll go to the last page, or the second page, and these graphs we will study in pre-calculus very soon. And then I forgot about adding these two examples to the previous page, so I just added them here. This is an exponential function, and this is a logarithmic function. And typically, I don't cover this in pre-cal, but I know that this is something that you guys did not get last year. We'll talk a little bit more about these two functions actually in Unit 2. Okay? So I just wanted to kind of touch base. I want you to keep the graph, this resource handy, keep it close by so that when we need to refer to some things, we can.